Hi, Andrew Bell here, and I trust your week has been fruitful and enjoyable. Today I'm coming to you from a brand new development here at 30 Brighton Parade, Southport, namely Lanikai. It's so special that I thought you might be interested to learn a little bit more about it as I run through this week's market report, where I'll touch on a facet of the Gold Coast property market that most people are not completely aware of. Now, Lanikai is a boutique building of 43 apartments with pricing starting at $465,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and from $710,000 for a 3-bedroom. It is positioned in a strategic location with only parkland separating the building to the main river, and many of the apartments offer fantastic river and ocean views, as well as the surfers' paradise skyline. There are marble finishes, Miele appliances, and the building is made that much more distinctive by the vertical green wall on the side. I'll let you view many of the aspects of this building as we move on to my report. I touched recently on the fact that in January we had 2 different properties which were available for rent, where we had the remarkable situation of 60 plus parties booked in to inspect each of those properties at the nominated viewing time. In fact, in January and February alone, we had 13,229 inquiries on the properties that we had for rent in those months. That's an all-time record. This inquiry translated into 963 inspections. That is some insight into the tenant demand at present, which again is an all-time record. I acknowledge that we most probably have the largest rent roll here on the Gold Coast, and so it is not unexpected that we would attract more tenant inquiry than any other office. However, that massive number of potential tenants are really giving us an early indication that there's something significant changing in the rental market. Since then, we've had many other instances with huge volumes of tenants looking for a very limited amount of rental properties. Vacancy factors are down to 1%, and this is the lowest vacancy factor we've recorded in 20 plus years. Our own internal research started to paint a picture. What we've learned, that these prospective tenants were not long-term Gold Coasters, but were largely newly arrived interstaters. Digging deeper, we saw there are 2 groups of people. Firstly, and largely, people who are attracted to the great new job opportunities, particularly in the building trade industry, and with all of the development work that is going on here on the coast at present, and both at a white collar and a blue collar level. The second group was an increasing number of mature age Australians escaping the congestion and the incredibly expense of the Sydney and Melbourne markets, and we're turning to the Gold Coast, which they now see is on the rise once again. Some official figures are now starting to surface, and of course they're not reflecting 2017, but numbers put together in 2016. Queensland recorded net interstate migration, which of course is arrivals over departures, of around 11,500, which was only second to Victoria with 16,500. Proportionally based on our populations, Queensland again is the leading state in the net interstate migration. In fact, Queensland interstate migration figures have almost doubled in the past year, and interstate migration counts for 18% of the state's 65,000 population increase during the fiscal year of 2016. With overseas migration now considerably lower nationally than the figures some years ago, Queensland and the Gold Coast will rely on this interstate migration as further stimulants to our economies. What we have learned is that the interstate migration is firstly and foremostly linked to job opportunities. That was well and truly demonstrated when we saw a sharp decline in the Gold Coast population growth, which largely occurred because of the lack of interstate migration through a shortage of jobs during the global financial crisis. Now the economy is back and firing and plenty of jobs are available, the interstate migration is back on the rise, and this is pumping millions of dollars into our economy. In terms of real estate, this is creating significant increase in demand both for rental properties and properties to purchase. This is another great aspect of the resurging Gold Coast. I hope you're enjoying the viewing of Lanikai. There's actually only 5 apartments left, and one of those is our penthouse, which is some 180 square metres and over 2 levels with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and 2 car parks, with amazing views of the Broadwater and the Surfers Paradise skyline. It's amazing to think that you can buy a brand new penthouse in this magnificent location at a price tag of only $1.3 million. This has to be the best value brand new penthouse on the Gold Coast. In the meantime, if you want additional information on Lanikai, on screen now the details of Julian Sutherland, the head of our project marketing, who'd only be too happy to assist you. Don't hesitate to give him a call. Remember, there are less than a handful of apartments left in Lanikai. Well, that's it for this week. All the very best, stay safe and share the love.